to get into these rankings?
Always.
That's perfect. So, as always, we are going to kick it off with number 6. Yep, that's the basement spot. And we did have a new basement show this week. So, based on the fans' reaction and based on what we thought, number six this week will be SmackDown, down one spot from last week. It goes from the 5th spot to the 6th spot. Are you surprised with that at all, Will?
Not really. It seems like World Wrestling Entertainment has not had those good shows for the last little while, and it's either Raw or SmackDown, it seems. So, am I really surprised? Nah, not at all.
Not at all. So SmackDown this week, we obviously had the big segment between Brock and Roman, and we kind of recapped what happened to MSG again. Then there was basically a vengeful, angry Brock Lesnar looking to kind of get even with Roman and the bloodline, and he snaps, and essentially what happens is the whole crew goes running, Will, and then it was
Yeah.
chaos from there.
Yeah, like he had a forklift flipped over an SUV and then ripped off a car door of a truck that was very close from the SUV. So maybe they
Yeah.
had a backup. And yeah, it was insane.
No, absolutely. It was definitely a crazy moment. Now, here's where the WWE hurts themselves. And even if it was a cool moment, I mean, Brock is on his way to run a forklift into an SUV. And, it blows my mind. They went to commercial.
Yeah, it was like a soap opera moment where it's like find out what happened next after these messages.
Yeah, and that's a rare thing in wrestling. Usually, if there's a big moment, if Austin is out back breaking stuff or DX is blowing up a limo, we watch it. We don't get a cliffhanger. We don't get a come back and see what happens. Like we literally, it's just so crazy to me. It kind of took the steam out of it because most of what happened was during the break, which blows my mind.
Yeah, they had a moments ago thing where we saw the flip of the SUV and the retreat to the truck and everything. And it's like, why couldn't we have that during the show and not during the break?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Then obviously we had hello, Anthony. Good to see you. Thank you for being here this morning. Chris is pumped for the power rankings. Love it.
Ah,
But yeah, I mean it was crazy. And then obviously Brock walking around with the door in his hand was amazing. I mean, the guy is a beast, and I argue that this is the most fun I've seen Brock Lesnar have in years, and this might be the best incarnation of Brock Lesnar we've seen in a long time, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, no, I definitely agree. I love what Brock is doing right now, having the most fun. You always see him; he always has a smile on his face, and
Mhm.
he's still doing the beastly things and the near murders, but he's
The
having
near
fun.
murders.
Yeah,
Now, that being said, this has kind of been the way it goes. I mean, we have, based on the opening of the show, I mean, the segment itself wasn't bad. You're building up WrestleMania, Brock running around with a forklift and ripping car doors off, and the champion running away, even though he's benevolent and arrogant. Completely different attitude. But now um, we get through the Brock stuff, we get through the Roman stuff, we get through the Paul Heyman stuff. We think, wow, what a start, what a decent start. And then we follow it up with Lethal Lovers and Shinsuke and Boogs in a big
yeah.
match. Apparently, it was a big match, according to
Oh,
them.
so huge. No, it's not. It was it was a bathroom break snore fest.
Anthony says, honestly, I think the reason why they don't see a lot of stuff on TV is they show it in the recap videos is because the cable channels for Fox has to have commercials. They need to make money. Oh, absolutely, Anthony. I get
Yeah.
why they're making the commercials. For those who don't know, my 9 to 5 or my 8 to 4 or whatever you want to call it, my daily grind is all about commercials. I sell commercials. I make, I put people on, whether it's digital advertising, radio advertising. I'm consistently working in advertising. So it's funny that I hate it so much. So yeah, hopefully somebody who's paying me to do this job doesn't hear me badmouth all the commercials as we're on these shows. But at the end of the day, I get it, Anthony. I understand. It's just about timing and placement. When you're formatting a show, when you're planning out a show, okay, we have a commercial spot here. The actual problem is Nick Khan has stepped in, and he's all about the dollars and cents. He doesn't care about the show, doesn't care about the product, doesn't care about the quality of the fans' response. He simply he wants that bottom line. He wants to make $1 billion, and he did. So hard to knock the guy. His hustle's strong, but the commercials do take away from the show. Alex is pumped about the power rankings as well, giving us a little flex. Boogs and Shinsuke won that match. We're not going to go too far into it, Will. I don't think we need to.
We don't really need to.
But it looks like the Boogs and Shinsuke are set to face the Usos at Mania.
Yeah, wow. Looking forward to it.
Right. Best. Elias 2.0 and Naki going after the Usos. I don't really care. What do we get after that? We got Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders versus Jinder, Shanky, and Happy Corbin.
Hooray. McIntyre gets to destroy Shanky again.
Yeah, we can kind of move on from that. We got a backstage where Sami Zayn challenged Knoxville to an anything goes match at WrestleMania. I think anything goes is just a way to cover up for Johnny, eh?
Yeah, just so let's say maybe people interfere for Johnny, or Johnny gets to do more stunts or something like that.
Yeah.
Go through like a million tables or shit like that. So
I think we got
really
potential to see I think we got a potential to see like mouse traps and cattle prods and tasers and
shopping carts
and slingshots and nut shots and all that fun stuff.
Hooray. No, it should be good though. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, it's not for the IC belt. I'm okay with them having a friggin' gimmick match. Make it stupid, make it slappy. Sammy's gonna sell the shit out of it.
Oh no, he's amazing with selling the shit out of everything, and with Johnny, it's gonna be all right. But it's like a lot of people might hate it. I'm actually looking forward to it now. That's not for the belt.
Absolutely, I don't disagree with that. Anthony had a comment here. We'll just jump on that real quick. Question is, KJ, being that you work in advertising, do you think the placement of the commercials are not done by WWE, but the network and the products themselves?
Both.
Yes and no. It's both. So when you're going to hit your spots, right? Like you're given a format. So at the 8-minute mark, 12-minute mark, 15-minute mark, wherever it is, you're going to hit those spots. It's not like you hand over a recording. Here's our show. You guys put the commercials in where you see best. I mean, that is part of the advertising for WWE is they know what their segment lengths are. They know their ins. They know their outs. So they can look at their formatting and say, okay, listen, we're going to get to the point where Roman and Brock and are all running around. And then we're going to lose sight of them for a minute. Oh shit, where'd they go? When we come back from that commercial, we're going to find Brock Lesnar during the commercial commandeered a forklift and is about to screw everything up. And then we get the live action of the destruction, right? Well, that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think that would be totally fine. But
I mean, it's not completely out of the WWE's hands. It's not like they just hand over a 2-hour show and they edit it, they crop it, they make sure it fits the way it should format and flow. And again, that's why you see it. Like, we'll get a commercial during an entrance. We'll get a commercial during a down point in a match. So, I mean, it continues. It's going to be cinematic. Do you think it's going to be cinematic or just gimmicky?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be gimmicky. I think if any is going to be cinematic, it's going to be oh fuck, I forget most of these. I don't know. I haven't had a good look at the card.
Fair enough. We're still getting to it. I think it's going to be gimmicky. I don't think it'll be cinematic. I mean, it would have been funny if they did something like the or we're going to the Jackass Fun House, and the Sammy had to survive or something. But no, I think we'll get a live action gimmicky match. There'll be a few moves, but there will be a whole lot of pranks, tricks, punks, and a whole lot of Jackass members running around, I do believe, unless
Yeah,
one
I
of them
was
gets
gonna
hurt
say that.
again.
Maybe we'll have like Wee Man have a nut shot at Sammy or something, or
Right.
Steve-O doing something extreme.
What else did we get? Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. No one really
Yeah,
cares,
and then
but
it's Natty and Shayna got involved, beat the hell out of everybody, and it seems like they might be involved and make it a four-way.
yeah, it looks like we're going to get a four-way women's tag title match. Sasha Banks, Naomi have decided randomly to start up their little friendship again. Natty has latched on to Shayna, which I think is a really interesting team.
Yeah, it's all right. It's like two people that don't have really anything going for them right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not complaining. Both of them could kick ass if they have the right creative going for them, and I'm not intrigued, but I'm curious.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we had this weird moment where Michael Cole turns to Pat McAfee and says, Vince McMahon wants you. And though Pat basically says he's sorry to Vince, then he goes out to the ring. Austin Theory comes out, this and interrupts, and basically, they kind of get at it again. And Theory is being a punk bitch, according to Pat. So we're building up this whole Pat McAfee rivalry with Austin Theory heading into Mania.
Yeah, I don't really like Austin Theory. He's just everywhere, and I don't see what people see in this guy. I really don't.
You don't, eh? I mean, I think he's got upside. I think he's got charisma. I think he's got a look. I think he's young, but I do think they're using him quite a bit. So they must be big fans of Austin.
Yeah, maybe, but not the biggest fan of him. At least not yet, anyway.
Hi, Johnny Knoxville Killer even do this anymore. His age is beyond me, and the amount of surgery the day he's had. I'm surprised he's even agreeing to do this. I'm
Yeah,
not.
the concussions. I'm not surprised. This is his whole shtick. Is just like, hey, I'm gonna shoot myself with a rocket ship, with like a big rocket, or get pummeled by a bull. That's his shtick, man. So
That's it. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, he probably signed off a bunch of waivers that if he breaks anything, it's nobody's fault but his own. I completely agree with you, Will.
the McAfee
Yep.
apology.
The Pat McAfee apology was basically passive aggressive. Let's be realistic. Chris and KJ, that's Will.
Yeah, no, I ain't Chris, but no, I saw it. It wasn't really meant to be an apology. It was meant to be
No.
an insult. Like, he was like, "I'm sorry that your mom made you," or something like that. I looked at it back and something. I'm sorry anyone's related to you. It's meant to be an insult. Like, he didn't really
Mhm.
mean it, so it wasn't meant to be anything.
Absolutely. After that, we moved on. I'm gonna kind of blow through some of this. We got a Kofi Ridge match. The biggest thing for me from this part was Butch is still a thing. Holy shit.
Oh man,
Butch is definitely still a thing. And beyond Butch being a thing, they actually showed the replay of the Big E injury, which I was a little surprised with. Just because of
yeah,
the nature of the injury. And I mean, they showed the Big E, message trying to almost take the heat a little bit off Ridge, because I'm sure a lot of people were like, "You suck, Ridge," but
yeah, no, and there's kids watching. They showed like a very like sh- of good angle of the neck snapping.
yeah, I'm a
So it
little
was like,
surprised.
normally with an injury that bad, you wouldn't want to show it in like a good angle. Normally they would like try to hide it,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, I
no.
don't mind them acknowledging the injury, and I expect them to, and I don't mind the little video of him in the neck brace saying like, "Oops, things didn't go so well." Um, But yeah, I mean, again, sometimes sensationalizing things. It's one thing if you show a guy who, like, Triple H blows a hammy and he's limping, and he's like, "Oh, this was serious injury." But it's another thing when you actually see the guy contort his neck. It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Quick comment from Anthony. So I'm guessing in this match, Theory's the babyface. I think it's the other way around.
No, I think it's the other way around. McAfee's the babyface and Theory's the heel.
Yep. Well, then
Seems
we
that way.
went to Charlotte Flair and Ronda. Charlotte had a message for Ronda. She's great. I
Mm.
really think Charlotte's doing good work. She's carrying Ronda quite a bit, so not so bad.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not really a fan of this whole feud, and again, I just think that Rousey's in it for the dollars, sees the dollar
Mhm.
sign eyes, and it's just like, "Hey, let's just do this." And, yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of this, last segment. Just like, "Hey, we're gonna beat the hell out of each other, and people are
Mhm.
totally going to care."
People
Not
are
really.
totally going to care. Yeah, no, I'm worried about this match. I'm worried about the quality of this match. I'm still not sure Ronda can give us what we need out of a WrestleMania level match one on one. We'll
No.
see. I mean, I get it. She's learned how to do the flip ups and she's athletic, but the simple shit has to look good. And if the match is going to carry, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not
I don't
really.
know
It
either.
wasn't really a good way to end the show. I didn't mind the whole beating her up on the car thing. That kind of had a good look to it the week before, but I don't know.
But with the promo that McAfee did on Friday, it doesn't sound like a babyface promo to me. That was confusing. Yeah, well, he seems like the kind of babyface that is just like he's not afraid to talk the talk and walk the walk. We've seen baby faces like that with Austin, Cena, Randy sometimes. You know,
Hmm.
though there are baby faces that are like that that will insult the heel and go right up in your face and say what they want to say.
Yeah,
We've seen it with Dean once with, John Cena, so
yeah, and I do think that part of it is he's being sarcastic. He's being smarmy, like Anthony said. He's being very passive aggressive to us, where Austin's kind of linked to Vince and the corporation. It kind of gives him that little bit of he doesn't care. He's above it. He's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, so to speak. So, yeah, I really think he's going to be the babyface on this angle. I think a lot of people prefer him over Austin, but I don't know if
yeah.
anyone really truly cares about how all this came about. But that was SmackDown, man. Is there anything else you can really think of for SmackDown?
Aside from they need to step up their game, no.
No. So, with that being said, folks, we move on to number 5 this week. And a little bit of a drop here. Rampage did drop down a spot on Friday. So, the Friday show sucked a little bag. And here we are. So, it's down a spot this week from last week, and it's sitting comfortably in number 5. A lot of people thought it was okay, not great. It kind of ranked around 5 out of 10 this week for most people. It was just kind of an event. It just kind of happened. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think what affected it more was that, people had to wait. People had to
Yeah.
wait until, like, what, 11:30 or midnight, after the whole, basketball
Hmm.
tournament, and, yeah, no, it wasn't truly that eventful in my eyes.
Hmm. No, we had the Butcher and Darby meet, kind of a typical match. A lot of running around, lots going on. Uh, Darby gets the win. Like, again, it wasn't a whole lot to talk about. He won by the count out. He hit the coffin drop from the top to the floor. I don't know how you do that move without damaging yourself. I
Yeah,
don't.
I
I don't get it.
I would figure you'd easily break your back.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. The Butcher's good. I think the Butcher could be used more. I think the Butcher and the Blade as a team are decent, but overall, I'm thinking that we just don't get a whole lot of them. I mean, when he was picking Darby up and throwing him around and bouncing him off the barricades and such, it was great. But yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, and, I think we also, had a thing where, next Wednesday, it's going to be well, it's gonna be this Wednesday now. It's going to
Yeah.
be, the Hardys, Darby and Sting against Private Party and Butcher and Blade, which I'm looking forward to.
Yes. So they're still building, they're still playing that storyline. Obviously, Darby and Sting are seem to be like the come together for everybody. So they've got the backs of the Hardys, or the Hardys got their back, and that's where we're going to get a big 8-man tag on Wednesday night.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, it should be half decent. And then we went to Layla Hirsch and Red Velvet.
No,
Meh.
I don't. Nah, don't like it.
Like, we can talk about it. I mean, uh, there's Velvet's full of energy. Layla's a pretty good athlete. Um, we've seen a lot of Layla Hirsch lately. She's still kind of clunky to me. Some of the things that she tries to pull off look awkward.
Mm-hmm. And then we also have a new look at what's her face, Chris Statlander,
That's true.
where she's like a heel now.
I think she's still kind of flirting with the baby face side of things, but she's an athletic, strong woman. I mean, they could go heel. I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Me neither, but I guess that's why we got to tune in again.
That's it. That's why, yeah, good point. Then we moved on to the House of Black versus Bear Country and Fuego del Sol. Not
Wow.
quite sure how we got to this combination.
Wonder who won that.
Yeah, I wonder who took the grade on that. All I can tell you about this match, the House of Black looks wicked.
Yeah, no, like I've saw a lot of good things. Like I remember I saw the ending particularly where Fuego was trying to do something, but he's also known as the world's worst jobber. So he tried to fight off everybody, and then Buddy with like this huge knee, and then Brody King and Malachi sort of take out everybody, and then Murphy's Law, and then it's over. It looked wicked.
Yeah, and I mean, just to quickly touch on, I don't want to leave out Anthony's comment here about Baszler and against hanging around with Baszler is a possibility that her and Baszler try and help Ronda against Charlotte to kick Charlotte off the high horse. The only problem with that is I think the fact that Charlotte's such a heel, and Shayna and Nadia tend to be heels, it'd be a big shock if they came out to help Ronda. If anything else,
No.
yeah, no, I don't see it.
And Natty had. Oh wait, no, they tried making Natty and Ronda best friends once on her first run, but I don't know. I don't see it, but it would be interesting if it did happen.
Yeah, I mean, anything would be interesting to kind of spice it up. But back to Rampage, yeah, the House of Black, their entrance is good. They're flirting, they're hinting or teasing maybe another member. I keep begging that they add Julia Hart to the team, give her the old Alexa Bliss makeover and make her like dark and scary. But beyond that, I do think the House of Black, they're working like a well-oiled machine. If the trios belt is becoming a thing, whether it's in Ring of Honor or in AEW, I really think that these guys are going to be considered for that. Murphy hit that Murphy's Law, and it looks so good when he hit it. Like, just bang, it's over.
Yeah.
So everything from their entrance to how they conduct themselves in the ring, I'm a big fan of right now. I know some people don't love it, but I don't really care. But yeah, that's it. That was that match.
Yeah.
What do we get next? Oh, we got Keith Lee and Max Caster in the main event. My favorite part of the week. Mark Henry's been reduced to just introducing, and then he disappears again. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Again, it's another one of those. Oh wow, I wonder who's gonna win this. Like they put like a big guy against like a smaller guy that's meant to be in a team.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, okay, do you really think Max Caster's gonna beat the recently debuted Keith Lee?
Right. So yeah, nobody expected to win. I think the element of putting him up against the tag team gave you that little addition of, Keith Lee had to look out for Bowens. It gave him a chance to kind of go over a little bit on Lee and then have him work under because he's kind of outnumbered, even though he's a big, powerful dude. It's still tough to deal with two men at the same time. So they went through the motions. Lee got a big win. And that was kind of the Rampage in a nutshell. It was just 1 hour, but it was just a lot of like in and out. Didn't suck. I didn't hate it. Didn't love it. It, the average ranking of 5 makes kind of sense for me.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's like it's not really that good when you have to wait like what, an hour and a half or nearly 2 hours just to get this.
Yeah, there was really no reason. And we ended up doing a Saturday morning special of the Rampage watch along or watch party just for that reason. So,
Yeah.
um, let's see what Anthony's throwing at us this time. Honestly, I think slowly transitioning Wheeler and Statlander away from the best friends in Orange Cassidy and possibly having them partner up with Moxley and Danielson and Regal. Yeah, no, we obviously saw the moment this week with Wheeler Yuta, which we will get to later in the show. I think it's cool. I think there's too many best friends, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, what? They have Trent, they have Taylor, and they have Very Nice, Very Evil, and Cassidy. I think I already said Cassidy and Stratlander. Like,
And then
too
they
many
got
people.
Yuta, and they got some odds and
Yuta.
sods in there, right? So
It's pretty
it's a
much
lot.
we have nothing for you, so hang out with Mr. Cool Guy.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I never thought of this, and Anthony kind of just made me think about it. But if you take Statlander, take the makeup off, make her serious, and she's the female contingent. I'm a big fan of adding a female to a faction. If she's the women's representative of William Regal's perfect wrestling group, then yeah, I think I'm down for that.
Yeah, but I'm totally up for that. We always have to add a woman to a faction. They're always good. Like look at Electra from Legado del Fantasma or
There we
Ivy
go.
from Diamond Mine for a good example.
Amen. Amen. So disrespect for Mark Henry. I don't know. It's only disrespectful if he wants to do more. If he's okay with it, I do think they minimized it. I like when he's on screen for the whole interview because his reactions are my favorite. You still go back to like, he's got Britt Baker and Abaddon for Halloween Havoc, or it wasn't Halloween Havoc, but whatever. And he goes to Abaddon, like, how do you feel? And she just growls, and he's like, I don't think she wants to talk. But he makes me laugh. His reactions make me laugh. So I think he's good. Anthony thought it was a 4 out of 5. So, yeah, right on
4.5.
par. The average rating came in at about 5. So,
Yeah.
oh, LJ. I would love
Woo.
for Layla and Statlander to join the gentlemen.
The
Layla
gentleman.
and Statlander. Now, they seem to be at odds right now, but Layla would be a good prospect as well in that regard. She's athletic. Again, just a little clunky for me.
I prefer Statlander out of both of them, in my honest opinion. Oh,
Yeah, I think that was me. My bad.
yeah,
I
it's
think
all good.
Statlander has a lot of upside. I think she could get away from the whole Andromeda storyline and move forward. But that's just my humble opinion. But with that being said, Will, that was Rampage.
Yeah, that was Rampage. I was just meh. Nothing
Meh.
important. Meh.
Perfect. Number 4 this week in the Wrestling for Life Network power rankings of our shows that we had to watch or we wanted to watch with you guys, the fans. We got Monday Night Raw, who's up 2 spots, got out of the
That's a
basement.
shock.
Yeah, I know. I mean, an average. I did it again. Average rating of around 6. So we moved that up.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty shocking that WWE went over AEW for once.
There we go. Moving on up in the rankings. I'm kind of happy with it. Need a full segment
of just the 2 of them.
I didn't mute.
Not in the microphone.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is the fun part about going live every day. Eventually, shit's going to happen. So now that my head's done exploding, LJ wants a full segment of Abaddon and Mark Henry. I can't disagree with that. I mean, I think it'd be funny. I think Abaddon should join, like you said, the House of Black.
Oh,
get her
yeah.
done.
That'd be scary. Will, I want your thoughts on this idea. I already asked KJ, but I want this happening at WrestleMania with Ray and Dominic. Have Legado show up during the match, and Dominic just jumps off the apron.
There you go. He's
Oh,
saying,
I see what he's saying with, the whole Miz and Logan Paul. I don't know. If anything, I would see at, Stand and Deliver, you could
yeah.
have Dom prevent Santos from winning the,
Well,
North American title. That way, you could have Dom stay in NXT and Ray can do things himself, or hell, even retire.
yeah. No, absolutely.
I want them
Again,
alone.
yeah, right. No, I will see how that goes. I'm not too sure how that all plays out.
Enjoyed them,
Anything that
and this
sounds
will
like
be
it
a
takes a bit of creativity doesn't seem to happen.
big steak and rice heart. How did his son join a faction that's led by the son and the nephew of his two big rivals in Mexico?
Right? Yeah, I mean that's just how it goes. That's wrestling, right?
Will I
The
have Dominic join Legardo? I don't know.
I don't think we're ever going to see it happen. It's not a
Nah.
terrible idea because you can put him and hide him in a group. And actually, seeing Dominic on NXT this week, I was like, "This is where this kid belongs." Forget
Exactly.
forget this main card push. Forget trying to have him argue with Bobby Lashley. Let's get him in the face of some of these guys. Let him have a match with Real Mendoza or one of these guys that comparably look about his size and shape, and he doesn't seem so out of place on NXT 2.0. I mean, I'm sure he could
No.
enjoy going for a nap like Wendy Chu. You know, I think it's great. I think that's where he belongs.
Yeah, no, and, he should have been there in the beginning.
Hmm. Absolutely. So that being said, we did get Monday Night Raw. This kicked off with Kevin Owens. Obviously, when we went to air, there was still uncertainty about the health and condition of Scott Hall. We
Mhm.
weren't sure how the WWE was going to handle this. Obviously, they did pull their self together and get some acknowledgement for it. I felt like they took a little too long, but that's just me being picky in particular. It's easy for me to sit at home and have that opinion. But obviously, a very sad night. You and I did jumped on that watch along to kick it off, and obviously, we had some, some heartfelt talk because
Mhm.
the legend that is Scott Hall had passed away right as the show was airing.
Right as the show was airing, and it was like, "Oh, okay, well, we don't know yet, but I'm going to go on Google, and I'm going to search, any updates," and then boom,
Yep,
right then and there, it was announced, and, it was sad.
absolutely. Then we got was there anything really that came out of the whole KO thing? It was just more of the same.
I
And
think,
then the
no, I think it was, oh, like, his initial thing, because later on, it was,
yeah,
Seth had a bright idea and was like, "Yo, let's have a match. Winner hosts a talk show with
yeah, they
Steve
had that
Austin."
whole thing. Getting
Oh
so
my
frustrated
god,
with this. That's three times.
you're
No,
popular.
anyway, so then we moved on to yeah, we had this whole I don't like it. I don't like this whole desperate KO and desperate like it's like they're trying to go to the prom instead of making the biggest show of all time. It's like we need to find a dance partner to get to this event. I hate it. I really don't like it. The whole concept of Seth being involved. It just it makes it. You're one of the best wrestlers in the world. They're not coming to you and saying we need you in the show. You got to beg, scratch, claw, and plead, and try and find any angle possible to get involved. Seems a little crazy to me.
Yeah, no, I mean there's people that don't have a match, I don't think. Like I bet you could go on the Raw page on the website and find at least two big names that don't have a match yet. So,
Yeah, and then we just kind of moved on, and again some more confusion and misdirection where we got Finn and Damian Priest again. I don't know why they keep going back to the well on the same things, and we see the same matches. Then Theory happened to come out, and he's sitting at commentary, but he's got an issue with Pat. So while Finn's fighting with Damian, all Austin Theory's doing on the mic is commentating about his situation. Then out of nowhere, Finn missile drop kicked him and it looked insane.
yeah, and then Damien beat Finn because of
Yeah.
Austin's interference, and it's just like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
So it looks like we're gonna get the Demon versus the Damien at WrestleMania at this
That
point.
that Damien thing is so weird. It's like, okay, James McAvoy from Split, come on, man. I got a nice side, but I got a meaner side. You don't want to. You won't like me when I'm angry.
Right? Don't even want to talk about the fact that we got more Aziz and Omos. We'll just skip over that altogether. We got more. We had the whole thing with Carmella and Selena, building up for Mania in this four-way. I think Rhea
Uh,
Ripley and Liv are a good team, though.
yeah, no, but all that was overshadowed by the fact that Carmella went over to good old Corey and started sitting on his lap, just being like, "Hey guys, we have a talk show. I mean, reality show. Acknowledge that. Otherwise, we were just gonna pretend we don't know each other."
Yeah. No, it was. It's definitely where the focus is now, and then it's. I mean, I don't know. I don't like Carmella. I haven't liked her in a long time. I don't like what they're really
Yeah,
bringing to the table, but it was a rough. Again, it's just pittery pattery, and like we said, when we actually sat down 2 weeks ago and thought who are the tag teams in that division, there were none.
there
So
were
we've thrown
none.
together four pretty quick.
Yeah, that just shows how much you could just simulate universe mode for like 1 week, and then there you go. There's like a team of John Cena and Jason Jordan or something like that. Press the random button on tag teams.
Right?
Yeah,
So, but I mean, if you get, I don't know what they're going to do. You got to just make it legitimate and have the matches matter. So that didn't. Then we some no other notable moments. I mean, we had the Hurt Business out there again with Dominic and Ray. Who cares? The Miz and Paul were on Logan Paul were on commentary, trying to build this up. Um, that's it. I mean, the Hurt Business continues to do jobs and get no looks or no love. I mean, I would love to see Shelton Benjamin, Alexander versus the Usos at WrestleMania or at
hmm
any time. I think they would tear it down, but we continue to watch the Hurt Business get jobbed out.
yeah. I understand that because once upon a time they were the most dominant force
Hmm.
on Raw. You know, Bobby was WWE champ.
They had belts.
They had belts, Alexander and Benjamin. You know, like
Hmm.
they beat Retribution. They feud with a lot of good people. So I don't understand why they're going the route they're going right now. It's like, do they need Bobby and that's it? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I still think they should be in that faction, to be 100% honest with you. But nonetheless, we moved on from that cluster disaster. Um, and we got Dewdrop versus Bianca. That got
Hooray.
squashed because Becky was involved. It was all over the place. We also had the Edge with his new entrance music, which I liked. Don't know how
Yeah.
I feel about him being blue all the time.
Yeah, it was like weird. I liked the little touch where it was like, you think you know me? You never did. I thought that was
Yeah.
sick. Oh, and we actually got a comment from Anthony about that.
Oh, here we go.
It's like, Will, what are your thoughts on Edge's new theme song? Do you like it, or or is it just a revamp of his current theme song with darker tones? Well, funny fact is, with a little bit of research, aka YouTube titles, it's actually from the same band that of Edge's old theme song, Alter Bridge.
Yep.
So I I like that where they keep doing the same band over and over, like with Triple H and Motorhead.
Hmm.
Now it's Edge and Alter Bridge. It's better than just the generic rock, and I say this all the time, especially with the old Hardy's theme. Better than just generic rock or like a shitty rap, you know,
Yep.
or dance pop. I like it when they are consistent with their new themes, and I don't mind it. I mean, it's gonna take some getting used to because everyone's so used to Metalingus, I think it's called. But yeah, so I think this one's called The Other Side. So
Yep.
I don't mind it.
Perfect.
It fits.
No, I liked it. I liked the new music. I liked the new look. I liked how they brought him down to the ring. They kind of stole the whole Fiends concept. Instead of red, they went blue. But
Yeah,
nonetheless, I think the point they're trying to make is valid. I am a little disappointed that they told us AJ Styles will be back next week. Um,
that ruined
it's
the whole. He has a severe concussion. Severe.
Well, not only that, okay, fine. He got over the severe concussion quickly, but then let's say, okay, he's back and now I want the surprise. I want him to pop up and grab Edge by the head and beat the living snot out of him and move forward. I really don't care for them ruining all the surprises just because they're trying to get more ratings. It's shit and it's not working.
Yeah, it never works. It's weird.
Where do we go next on this long ass show so we're not wasting all of our time covering it? We got I don't know. We got Orton. We got Orton and not Orton. We got Riddle and Montez. The only thing I liked in that was Montez stepping on Riddle's feet.
Yeah, should have wore boots there, buddy.
Hmm. And then we jumped on to where do we go from there?
Um, is this where we're at? Owens and Rollins.
Owens and Rollins. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously we all love the chemistry between these two, and good old Owens won, so he gets to do the KO show. And then I love the caption on Instagram or Twitter, whatever it was, where it's like, Rollins' dreams are dashed. This is a nightmare
Yeah.
for him. It's like wink,
Hmm.
wink.
The wink, wink, nudge, nudge, which apparently is coming to fruition. I don't know how they're going to sell it to us though, but I'm not believing it until I see it actually happen. Until that man walks out through, the lights go off and the phoenix and the fire comes up on the screen and
Yeah, wrestling
there's
has more than one royal family.
right, yeah. If he had that, I mean, okay, you're gonna get a pop. It's gonna be pretty gnarly. But we'll see. All the little hints and pokes at it seem pretty interesting. I mean, what I did find interesting here was KO went over, hit a
Yeah,
stunner.
no. So it is what it is. Seth has no opponent. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yet.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So I don't know. It was all right, but not the best, not the worst.
Yeah, no, it wasn't overall. And, Anthony has a good feeling here about the potential.
I have a good feeling that Edge might reform the Brood with two young guys.
I'm down.
I don't mind it, but who and why and where? You always got to think when basic storytelling, who, what, where, when, why, how.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't mind it, but you're going to have to go through all those 5 points in storytelling to make me believe
Mhm.
it.
That is true. I mean, I don't know what happens with Edge. We're all assuming that he's close to the end, right? So we'll see what happens there. But ultimately, that was the show. Seth Rollins looks like he's heading towards Cody Rhodes. It blows my mind. We'll wait and see what happens. AJ will be returning on Monday, which is tomorrow. We'll see if Cody is involved on Monday. I know there've been mixed messages. He might not be coming to the. Why would you bring him back the Monday after Mania? I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
I have no idea what's going on. Seth, obviously KO solidifies his spot as the one who gets to interview Austin. Woohoo! That's it. That was Raw. A little bit of meh.
Meh. I think that seems to be the whole week. It's just meh.
It was a little bit, a little bit. Now, number 3, the top 3 from last week stayed flat. So number 3 gets to be Impact Wrestling again. On the fan vote, slightly better than Raw overall. People were kind of okay with it. Again, it was a bit of a meh show from start to finish. Trying to see anything stand out for you to start off this show this week.
Impact never stands out for me. I'm not the
No,
Impact guy. Nope. LJ's
still
gonna
not
hate
coming
me.
around on the whole deal.
Yeah, nah. But I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
look at this.
Anthony has a theory.
There
You're
you
gonna do some
go.
Dexter Lumen. Ooh. Ooh. That's not bad, I wouldn't
Right?
mind that at all.
You
Okay.
really? You're in for that?
Yeah. If it's those 2, shut up and
Dexter
take my
Loomis
money.
and Damian Priest, eh?
Yeah. Better than what Dexter's doing now, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, we've kind of lost the plot on Dexter, but that's definitely an interesting take, Anthony. I imagine they'd go someone younger than Damian Priest, though.
Yeah,
Like
maybe.
younger. Yeah.
Who's, like, the more scary side,
We take
there?
MSK and turn them into vampires. Why not? Right?
Yeah. Or, oh, yeah, I have no idea. Maybe bring back Bray and have him do it.
Bring back Bray. I don't think they're going to bring back. I don't know what's going to happen with Bray, to be honest.
Man, he needs to be
Um,
back.
ooh, you think so?
Yeah, I want him back.
You want him back in the WWE, though?
I don't care. I want him back, period.
Okay. Interesting. So this week on Impact, I almost wish we had LJ here to talk about it a bit. More, more issues between. We're building towards Rebellion. Rebellion's starting to look stacked, but the big thing we started off with was the Motor Shitty, Motor Shitty, the Motor
Motor
City.
shitty. Motor shitty.
We did see the Motor City Machine Guns reunite and take on the Bullet Club, and much to my surprise, they won.
My bad.
Bless you. God bless
Uh,
you.
bless you. I thank you. And again, not really that familiar with Motor Shitty Machine Guns, but good on them.
Good on them.
That's all I gotta say for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's nice to see them back together. Obviously, legends in that world as far as Impact, what they've meant to Impact Wrestling. Their overall, they have such a long-standing history with Impact Wrestling. To see them back together, I'm surprised they got the win over the Bullet Club. I mean, it really kind of blew my
Yeah, I
mind.
know.
So,
And especially since they're building up the Bullet Club and like 2/5 of them were just
mhm,
tag champs. Like, come on, man. I didn't think
mhm.
I didn't think that would happen at all.
No. Uh, Getting really annoyed because I can't bring up my document right here, but 1 second. All right. That's the wrong date. Anthony's got a comment. Freudian slip there, Keith. Yeah, exactly. So a little bit of a Freudian slip. Then where did we go from there? I'm trying to. Sorry, folks. Just having a little bit of a delay on my note. Where are we? I don't even know what this one is. But yeah, the Bullet Club. Now we got the issue of the Bullet Club. Jay White, takes a loss, and I don't really know what they're going to do. Obviously, they just had the Good Brothers. They lose their titles. Interesting times for the Bullet Club.
Yeah, nope. So maybe that could hint at a split question mark.
Yes, and then what else do we get? We actually got a surprise. Larry D um, took on Bhupinder Gujar. Now, Larry D was one of the people, he had issues in Impact and they brought him back. So he was out of the company for a little bit and he made his return. He did take a loss. Then we had the triple threat match. Deonna Purrazzo takes on Lady Frost and Giselle. It was a good match. It was a great match. It's part of the reason why this episode got rated higher than the couple of the other ones. Deonna Purrazzo is on fire. She put up both of her titles, both the ROH Women's Championship and the AAA, and it never materialized as far as anything else. But she's been dominant and she's been really good.
Yeah, no, and especially having the guts to put up both your belts, like you have a
Hmm
33.3% chance at retaining both of them. So
hmm
good on her.
Yeah, it holds on to both belts. I was pumped to see Josh Alexander back in the ring during this episode. He took on Matt Taven. Great match, two veterans, back and forth, and ultimately, obviously, I say obviously, but they they get the win. They get the big W, and the Josh Alexander continues to be dominant. He's now back. He's clearly signed. Oh, we got that the week before, and now we were heading towards Josh Alexander taking on. Why is Impact so difficult sometimes?
Moose.
Uh, Taking on Moose for the title. I do believe that he is ready to go and take on that title. So uh yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and might be a good match.
What else did we get? We still have Eddie Edwards lurking around with Honor No More. As we said, we got the Binders kind of growing up. uh that's it, really. There wasn't a whole much going on. We did have Carl Anderson defeat Diener. Yeah, so not bad. We did have like I said, the triple threat was kind of the standout of the night. Oh, we did have Jonah come out and squash, have a squash match. Did the the big tsunami, the fall, the drop from the top, and literally it was cool. They had PCO get wheeled out. All of a sudden we got sirens, and PCO gets wheeled out on a stretcher, wakes like Frankenstein as we expect him to, stagger to the ring, and these two men are set. I don't know what the hell they're going to do to put these two guys to rest.
Wow. Good thing Jonah's actually being appreciated now after
Oh
that
my God,
Bronson
he's
Reed
brilliant.
nonsense.
No, he really is. The Virtuoso being the oldest women's champion, and Tony Khan owning
Owning
the
the company, she's gonna
company.
be the
She's the
champ.
champion. They get back to normal taping schedule, things in the ROH. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really cool because we've had talks like Britt Baker just lost her title. Instead of her going right after her title again, does she maybe go take on her best friend or one of her closest friends in Deanna? Did she go after that title? There's so many intangibles with these companies right now. It is insane to me. Oh, Impact put Will to sleep.
Oh, I don't. That's why I don't really watch it.
That's right. So we're moving on to number 2, and then we got number 1. So we're gonna make this quick as we're getting up there. But as always, it's a good time just talking about it. So
Always. And remember,
number
we
2 went
have
to.
the oh, sorry, I cut
Go
you
ahead.
off.
Go ahead.
We have the in memory of Scott Hall coming 2 p.m. we said? Yeah,
Yes, 2 p.m. shortly. I think you're
very
reminding me.
shortly. So we got to wrap this up. But it's always fun with the power rankings. Number
There we
2.
go. So now we move on to number 2 this week, just like last week. I'm surprised 2 weeks in a row, NXT 2.0 somehow is finding themselves at the top of the chart. It blows my mind.
Yeah, no, that's insane. We started off with Miz TV of all shows with
Yeah,
new NXT champion Dolph Ziggler and Uncle Robbie Roode.
Uncle Robbie Roode. That's real funny that we're calling him Uncle Robbie Roode.
Yeah, and then we have a good old LA Knight come out and was like, "Hey, I want to fight you." And then
Mm-hmm.
Dolph's like, "Hey, you suck." And
Ah, ha, ha.
then he was like, "You know what? Screw it. Let's have a match anyways. We need a good main event on this shit show."
Yeah. So they added the main event. Dolph Ziggler was going to take on LA Knight, and yeah, I was really surprised to see that. That's how he steps into it. Now, unfortunately, we kind of had the idea, and we were right, that you know LA was going to lose again.
Yeah.
But Miss TV on NXT is pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, it went and he killed it. It wasn't like he brought on Logan Paul or he did the Austin Theory thing where it's like, "Hey, I'm doing something too." It was just like, "I'm here, I'm doing my show,
Mhm.
and the focus is on what's going on in NXT."
Yeah. Where did we go from there on this show? We North American Champion ladder match, qualifying match. Cameron Grimes, Santo Escobar. Escobar goes over on
Cameron
on
Grimes.
Grimes. Didn't see that coming. Well, it kind of did. It could have been
Yeah,
either
it
way on that one.
could have been
So
either or. Yeah, so Santos gets involved, and I think they hinted at a second chance for
yes,
Grimes.
they hinted at a second chance. We'll see how it goes. So anybody that loses looks like they're going to get the same thing where they get to have a four-way or whatever to get the last spot. Kushida fought A Kid, the premiering A Kid. Winner faces Grayson Waller. Of course, A Kid goes over. He's fighting Waller to try and get into the ladder match.
And I don't mind it. And the thing with Waller is like they're trying to hint at him being dominant. He beat LA Knight. He had a little bit of a feud with AJ Styles earlier this
Mm-hmm.
year. So it's like, okay, well, who's gonna win this now? You're gonna have A Kid who is trying to debut, or is it going to be Grayson Waller, the guy who's been facing everybody?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's interesting.
it's definitely an interesting concept, and we'll see what that lines up here on Tuesday while we do the watch party. Then we moved on to Tiffany Stratton, Daddy's little princess or whatever the hell she is.
That is
She got a
little
win.
rich girl,
I
or
don't I don't
I
want to
don't
talk
know.
about
It's weird.
it. I don't want to talk about it. The big moment for me on NXT 2.0 this week was Tommaso Ciampa's big farewell speech, goodbye speech,
Yeah, I don't know. And then
and then
Tony
yeah,
D'Angelo went over and attacked him, and now
yeah,
they're gonna have a little bit of a squabble at Stand and Deliver. I'm kind of pissed that Tommaso's last match on NXT 2.0 was against him. It couldn't be against Braun Breaker. It couldn't be against LA. Couldn't be against Dolph. It had to be
yeah.
against this Tony D'Angelo guy.
Yeah, I'm not. The WWE seems pretty big on Tony D'Angelo. My issue is Tony always seems like he's acting Italian, very campy, very stereotypical.
Seems like
He's not just being an
but he
Italian
talks
guy with a bad attitude.
Irish. He
What?
talks Irish.
He sounds Irish. You said it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean heartfelt, and you believed everything Ciampa said. That's why he is what he is to this company, to that brand in particular. I'm sure he's gone through a wave of emotions as we went from the black and gold to the colorful. Um, so now this leads to speculation. Where does Ciampa fit into the cards on the main roster? So we'll find out.
Yeah, and I don't really have very high hopes. We all know with NXT standouts and how they always get ruined. So thoughts and prayers there, Thomas. You're gonna need it.
Then we got Indy Hartwell and Persia in a bit of a
Oh,
make out off,
make out off, kiss
a make
cam,
out off.
makeover off.
I don't know what it was, but there's this whole love battle between Dexter Loomis and Persia's got Duke Hudson or Duke Wellington, or I don't know what the goddamn
I
name is.
don't know his name.
So that didn't matter. Then the big surprise, obviously, we get Dominic with Daddy Ray uh, in his corner versus Raul Mendoza, which we talked about with obviously Legado del Fantasma in his corner. And this was good. Dominic got a win, and we believed it. It was
Yeah.
good. I'm like, this guy belongs here. Put him here.
Yeah, no, he looked very good, and he had good competition against Raul Mendoza. It wasn't like one of those things where it's like a young upstart's facing someone who's part of a tag team, and it's like, oh, we all know who's gonna win, and it's gonna be either a squash or a one-sided affair. No, they both had their offense, and Dom killed it there. It wasn't like he was beating people twice his size and with like twice as many accomplishments as him, and then it's just like, well, that's not deserved. It's against two young upstarts,
Yep.
and it was back and forth.
Yes, I think it's good. I mean, I could see Dominic Mysterio taking on most of these guys and believing it. I honestly think they should. If you want to help Dominic Mysterio's career right now, forget turning on his dad. Forget being on the main roster and having a heel turn or whatever. Because then he'll beef with his dad. Him and his dad will have a handful of matches. His dad goes off, and nobody cares about Dominic anymore. This is the vignette they should shoot. Ray pulls up to NXT, the Performance Center, wherever, stops. They do an in-car shot of Ray saying to Dominic, "Well, now, son, you're a man. Go be you." And he drops his kid off at NXT 2.0 with the rest of the children, and he drives off. Ray goes back to the main roster or goes to retire, and Dominic is now on NXT 2.0 with the girl who takes naps, with the girl who talks to herself, with the guys who can't figure out how to get a girlfriend. It's perfect. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
he
So
belongs there, and that's not a insult by any means. But yeah,
no, just makes more sense. Will just makes more sense.
yeah, and I enjoy it.
That's it. And then obviously Dolph Ziggler holds on to his world championship, which we knew, creating a bit of a kerfuffle, building up towards Stand and Deliver. LA Knight is awesome. He should be on the main card, main roster immediately. Big match, back and forth, fun to watch, entertaining. We all liked it. We all kind of jumped for it. It's the reason why NXT 2.0 has been, number 2 for a couple of weeks. Is this whole Braun Breaker, Dolph Ziggler back and forth insanity has been fun. It's been good. It's been entertaining.
Yeah, and you can't go wrong with a bit of overtime.
No, that's it. And we're going Braun Breaker against, obviously Dolph at Stand and Deliver.
And I'm all for it. I don't know about you, but I'm all for it.
I think it's good. I think Dolph's going to take good care of Braun, and I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah. No matter who wins, I'm all for it.
All right. So that was NXT 2.0, and then we're going to quickly take you to number 1. I jumped the gun, but now you know.
Well, you
Number
already
1
know
for the
anyway.
3rd week. Now I'm challenging the wrestling companies out there. 3 weeks in a row, we talk about Dynamite in the number 1 spot. Some of the WWE fans don't love this idea, but literally give me a show that does this, and I'm sure the fans will rank it, vote it. We'll switch this up. I would like to see Dynamite come out of the number 1 spot at some point, but right now they're doing good things, and this week was no different.
Yeah, no. What did we start off? We started off with Cowboy Shit and Jungle Boy and his dinosaur against the Undisputed Originals. Very fun.
Yeah, a good 6-man match. Sometimes it's one of those overbooked matches to get everybody in and all over together. Good start. I mean, Cole and the boys go over on the champions.
Yeah, so I really want to see all 3 members of the UO get the belts.
Yeah, I mean, that would be definitely a different dynamic, and I mean, it definitely would up the game for Adam Cole and Red Dragon to get their hands on some gold.
Sorry, so bad.
No worries. Backstage, we talked to Keith Lee. He's having issues with Powerhouse Hobbs and Starks, which is coming to a point on Friday, which we talked about. Then we got Jon Moxley, Daniel Bryan, Wheeler Yuta, and Chuck Taylor. And holy hell, this was kind of an interesting moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, what's his face? Yuta goes in, gets a slap by the gentleman, Sunshine.
Well, they
And
beat the shit out of that kid first.
yeah, no, it was fun. It was also back and forth, a little longer than I thought, but good competition.
Yeah. It went a little longer than I expected, and then, like I said, they dragged it out with Yuta. Match ends. Yuta's supposed to leave with the big crew of best friends, and he kind of looks back, gets back in the ring, reaches his hand out to Regal for a handshake. Regal smacks him. I love it. Welcome,
the smack of honor.
Yeah, not officially on the team yet, but definitely looking that way. Like we're looking for young talent to be molded by this mastermind, and I think Wheeler Yuta fits the bill. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think they might have a little thing where it's like maybe Yuta has to prove himself first, like a little
Yep.
initiation.
Hmm.
But after that, I think he can kill it with them.
Yes, I agree. No, I think he could do well. I think I'm curious to see who else they tag on to. Would it be someone like a Statlander? Who else would be in the mix? And then we went on to one of my least favorite moments of all week was the Jericho Appreciation
Appreciation Society.
Society commencement.
Yeah, and this was literally just, hey, sports entertainment for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Anyone else? Can anyone else say the word sports entertainer? Please, please. Anyone else? And they just bounce that back and forth, and that was it, really. Like, I mean,
Nothing really
yeah,
happened there.
we use our real names. I don't know. It was a bit contradictory.
It wasn't Jericho's real name. His real name's Christopher Keith Irvine. He
Yeah,
got killed.
that killed me. We use our real names around here. Wait, you're not Chris Jericho. You're not Chris Jericho. So that happened. Then we got the TNT Championship match with Wardlow and Scorpion Sky. This to me fell a little flat, and
Yeah,
basically got us to the point where Sean Spears and
MJF.
MJF lay waste to Wardlow.
Yeah, so that's a new feud happening, and I'm kind of excited about that. Anything MJF touches turns into gold, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
get
I
her
mean,
done.
and obviously we had CM Punk chants during the beatdown, but it didn't help yet. So
God
the
knows what he's
Pinnacle
doing right now.
thing, but I'm looking forward. I mean, obviously Scorpio gets to keep his belt, which I'm still a little surprised with, and then we kind of went from there. So
Yeah. Oh, we still have more things to go before that. So
yeah, then we got obviously the Hardy Boys first private party. It was all right.
mm, it was all right for like
Went forever.
a debut. Yeah, it really did. Um, but hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I think for me, one thing with the private party, I like that silly string move. They really should stop doing it. Stop doing it altogether. Every time they do the silly string where the guy goes out over the back in, it's just a botch moment. Like somebody's there to catch them and slam them. It never goes well anymore.
No.
So they got to make that move successful once in a while if they're going to keep doing it. But yeah, and obviously we're building up this rivalry with the Hardys and the former Matt Hardy. Now it's the AHO
A
Andrade or AFO. What the
AFO.
hell
AFO.
is that? What it is now? So
Yeah.
they gave Andrade the music video, the same like money Matt had, and now they just transitioned. So now it's Andrade in the stairs with the boys.
Excellent.
And then the big moment of the week, I think a lot of us are still talking about it, the steel cage match, Britt Baker,
Oh,
Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, obviously we talked about a lot of the really cool thing this week was so many people did little things to shout out to Scott Hall, the AOs, the attire that was some wrestlers wore.
the
This was no
razor's
different.
edge.
The razor's edges, we've seen a couple attempts and a couple actually land. Yeah, I mean, this cage match, what can you say about it, Will? It was back and forth, it was bloody,
Yeah.
it was intense.
And then LJ's gonna bully me because thumbtacks.
Thumbtacks. There was thumbtacks. I know you're not too happy about it. She was walking through those thumbtacks. It took me
Yeah, no,
back.
that was the only thing I didn't like. They were just walking on them. It's like stab the feet, man.
See, it's not a thumbtack issue. You just want to protect the feet.
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, huge moment. Thunder Rosa in her own town. Finally, a year removed from that bloodbath they had, that kind of made Britt Baker the star that she is.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa comes full circle and wins the belt, and I'm thrilled.
Yeah, and then of course we had Dustin come out and congratulate her.
Yeah, big hug from Dustin. Yeah, no, Thunder Rosa's great. She's a great talent. I'm looking forward to the matchups and her title reign. And I think Britt Baker is free to go after like the Deanna Prazo or someone else and to take her time away. I felt like her title reign was long. It was
Yeah, it was.
successful. Did get stale.
Yeah, for like
So
a long time.
yeah, the overall rating on this one was a 9. The fans thought it was a 9.
I thought it was.
Again, 3 weeks in a row, AEW sitting at the top of the food chain. Big matches, big moments, but a lot of feel, a lot of realism to it. Which is funny because the number 2 show is just a shit show and it is all over the place. But what I said this Tuesday, which really became apparent to me, was it's entertaining. The show doesn't seem boring.
No,
It might be chaos and none of it makes sense, but it's not boring.
no, and that's another thing too. It's called sports entertainment for a reason, and it's entertaining, even if some of the things are shit, like the Home Alone things, which I don't even think we even touched on. But it
We
is
didn't
what it
even
is.
touch on it. We just skipped by all that nonsense. That was stupid.
Yeah, so pretty entertaining week, but it is what it is.
Yeah, not a bad week. We're amping up. We're heading towards WrestleMania, so we're expecting go-home shows soon that are going to be insane. We got to start putting bows. Is Cody Rhodes going to show up? Who's going to go after Thunder Rosa? Is Britt done with her? What's going to happen with Wardlow? What's going to happen with the Dusty Cup, the Crockett Cup? There's so much going on right now, but that's your weekend review, folks. That's your top 6 shows. Number 1, AEW Dynamite all over again. Don't forget, coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is sooner than I care for, we have our Scott Hall, Remembering Scott Hall show we're going to do. We're going to take you through kind of like what we do with our watch parties, where we're going to bring up on our screens. You guys can't see it, unfortunately, for copyright reasons. But we're going to just talk about Scott Hall for a couple hours and kind of break down his biggest moments, his biggest matches, the biggest events, and relive that. It's funny because we were planning a series that would kind of be able to do this, like watch-alongs for Stone Cold's career or Triple H's career, or go through the list of guys that we thought would be fun to kind of do watch-alongs of their big moments, their big matches. Unfortunately, Scott Hall passing, it makes him the perfect person to kick this series off with for us. And well, it's going to be a good time just remembering a legend.
It really is, and unfortunately, we had to start off the week with the loss of our legend, but all we can do now is look back on the incredible career of Scott Hall.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, thoughts and prayers out to Scott Hall's family, friends. What an impact. You've seen everybody across the wrestling world, who acknowledged everything he did. And we're looking forward to that at 2 p.m. Eastern today. And then tonight, night 2 of the Crockett Cup comes your way. We had such a good night last night. So many fans showed up. So many people tuned in. We were thrilled. Again, we're only 2 weeks and 3 or 4 days old at this point. So we haven't even made it to our 1 month anniversary yet. And we're having so much fun with this. The Crockett Cup is the big night. Last night, we saw a lot of the quarterfinals building up to tonight. We're going to get big tag matches. We're going to get title matches. We're going to get Jeff freaking Jarrett, the Double J, in the house. It's going to be a good time, folks. Don't miss out. Tune in. The Wrestling for Life Network has you covered all the way across the board. So it's going to be a good day. We're busy. Then we're back tomorrow.
Yeah. We never stop.
That's it, folks. Don't forget to subscribe, like, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody we are here. We're having so much fun bringing you this content. And until then, see you on the flip side, as I always like to say.
Thank you.
Don't forget, we're here all week long. The Wrestling for Life Network does not stop. Dynamite, still the number 1 show, Will. Maybe next week we get a change.
I kind of don't see it.
Not optimistic, eh?
Nah.
So that's it for me. I'm KJ. That's Will. We are gone for now. We'll see you very soon to walk down memory lane with Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. And like I said, we will see you on the flip side. Until then, again, I'm just dragging because I got to find the button. There we go.
Understand.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.